Hi, I'm Julie Rogers. Welcome to Charleston Home Showcase, the Low Country's doorway to the home and lifestyle industries. We'll go inside Charleston's most beautiful homes, behind the scenes at projects, and meet the businesses and the craftsmen who create them. Every single day, 28 people move to Charleston to experience our low country lifestyle. Charleston's business and commerce is keeping up with this population growth. Our metro area ranks 16th best regional economy in the U.S. with beautiful beaches, ample business opportunities, and a culture known for arts, history, food, and Southern hospitality. It's no surprise that the home building industry is keeping pace with this population growth. Charleston Home Showcase is proud to be your guide to this thriving home building community. We're excited to introduce you to your neighbors in business. Welcome to Charleston Home Showcase. Welcome to Low Country Paradise, custom designed by Mark Kamens of Kamens Architectural Group. His designs speak to your senses. He designs from the outside in, you'll see. I'm standing in one of his most beautiful homes on Kiowa Island. Mark is a low country legend. With almost 40 years experience, his time and talent are in high demand. He paused his schedule to meet with me today to talk about his extraordinary life, his love for architecture, and to take us on a tour of this very special Kiowa home.
I wanted to be an architect when I was 10, but I've been in the business since 1978, and I just vacationed down here in Kiowa area in Charleston and fell in love with it. I live on Kiowa, I work here, my office is now on Johns Island. It's just a really integrated, wonderful practice, and it's grown. And we've had phenomenal clients, phenomenal projects, just meet so many wonderful people. The inspiration probably in Charleston's downtown. I mean, the history, the beauty, the residential architecture in particular pays a lot of attention to detail. And the detail, I think, derives itself from downtown, from the history, the fantastic history that's there. People want to look at the beauty that they see out there. They want to experience it inside these buildings and their homes, so they feel part of it. That's why they're here. In a home, I always start with, how do you live? My whole thing is I'm going to wrap this house around the way you live. Everybody lives differently, so you try to derive that individually for each person, each family. How you put all this together, the house is going to live that way forever. And then if you take the site, I've been given to work on these phenomenal sites, phenomenal views, natural spaces, to capture the view. If somebody paid to live on the ocean, similar in this house where you never are ever not in touch with the ocean in any room you're looking at it, you bring those two together and you end up with custom housing. The custom around the client and their families and their extended families and how they want to live in the building, and tie that to the site that they purchased. After that's developed, then I wrap the plan in a style or design that works with its environment well, and people like to look at it. Form follows function. Everyone heard that in their lifetime about architecture. Well, that's what it's about. The form has no purpose unless it's housing the function. When I finish a home, the first question I ask is, how does it live? Because that's what we tried to capture. We have tremendous accolades of the people who live in our homes, and the reason is the home is about them. I just listened, brought some skill set that I learned, and made it the project. And so that's the piece that I think is, you listen to that and you're going to get some fantastic spaces. You can look around this house. It's unique as it could ever be, and that's why. I've built close to 100 homes working in this area, and really no two homes look alike. There might be stylized detail that you might recognize because that is part of the architect, but there aren't any two homes that are ditto of another. If you're asking for a custom home, you certainly don't want it to look like the last one I did. The approach, I had a client ask me the same question. He goes, how in the world do you design all these houses that are different? I go, well, exactly. Every program's different, every client's different. How in the world can the house be the same? Whenever I do a home or a building, I give it up. It's their home. I'll go visit the home. Many times my clients turn to friends after these experiences, and I'm coming to their home. I designed the house, yes, I worked on it with a collaborative team. It's not my house. I don't build sculptures, I build buildings for people that are theirs. I've collectively put a book together, really for my kids and grandkids to see what Grandpa and Dad did. Someday I will be gone, and it'll be on the coffee table. And that's about how I feel about that, because I don't create sculptures with my name on it. You go to the paper to reveal it. You do not go to the paper to find it. And so when you begin to understand that concept, that is really tied into the passion. You're not thinking about it, you're passionate, you're doing it, it's flowing off of you. And so I love to draw and design, and I get great inspiration from that. I really have great passion to continue on in architecture. I've got a great firm behind me, talented people. We'll see where time takes it. I'm Mark Kamens of Kamens Architectural Group. If you're looking for someone to listen to you and design the home of your dreams, contact us at kamensarchitecturegroup.com.
The preservation movement started by saving and restoring houses. It takes a community for an idea to take root and grow. Chris King, the executive director of Charleston Preservation Society, talked to me about Charleston's colorful past, a lot about its present, and how we can all move as a community into our future.
The Preservation Society of Charleston is actually the first grassroots preservation organization in the country. We've been working since 1920 to really preserve and create the city that you experience today. Our founder was a woman named Susan Pringle Frost. She was an amazing lady. She was the first woman in South Carolina to have a real estate license. She had a great affinity for the houses of Charleston and really sought to protect and stop the demolition of many houses. So she would purchase lots of houses and fix them up and find families who would fix them up and sort of started the preservation movement in this country. Because of the efforts of Susan Pringle Frost and a lot of the early residents of Charleston, Charleston's one of the most remarkably intact historic cities in America. There's nowhere else that you can go and walk the streets and truly be amongst the 18th and the 19th centuries like you can in Charleston. Charleston also has completely unique houses in the single house. We're in a single house today, and you don't see these anywhere else in the country. They're truly unique to Charleston. So historically, the Society was really focused on the preservation of these houses that we all enjoy today. Our focus has really shifted. The city of Charleston has changed a lot, and a lot of that change isn't necessarily positive. And we feel that Charleston needs a plan for the future. So our work is really focused on delivering that plan. We have a vision and a plan for where we'd like to see Charleston 100 years from now. And we believe that livability is the most important thing in Charleston, because at the end of the day, it needs it to be a better place to live than it is to visit. The Society pretty much works with every builder and homeowner and architect downtown on projects ranging from small renovation projects to the large-scale projects, such as some of the new hotels and apartment buildings. So we're attending over 500 meetings a year, working with the neighborhoods, working with the community, trying to ensure that the growth that we do get is done in a way that's additive to Charleston and makes Charleston a better place to live as well. Historic buildings are very unique. We don't renovate historic buildings like we renovate contemporary houses. You really need to understand what you're looking at. You need to understand what the house is. The house we're in today is a combination of 1840s design and detail with some Victorian updates. So really it requires a really learned eye to understand what it is that you're looking at. And then you need to make the value judgments about how you preserve what is significant about the house. But also you have to update it, right? You have to have kitchens, you have to have closets and bathrooms. And there are sensitive ways to do that and insensitive ways, and we obviously promote the former. The most important thing that a community that's going through a lot of change rapidly like Charleston is that people are educated and engaged. People need to understand what's happening in their community before it happens. When I took this job, I'd have so many people come up and say, "How did you let that project happen? How did that get done?" And I would always answer by saying, there's a process. You need to engage in that process. come to the Board of Architectural Review meetings, come to the zoning board, come to the planning commission, and speak on behalf of your community. But there's an incredible disconnect, I think, between residents and these processes. So our work is really about bridging that gap. It's really about making people aware of projects while they're still in the design development phase and encouraging them to get involved. As an organization, we do three things. We do advocacy work, education work, and engagement. Community engagement, I think, is the most important thing. And so our educational programs really do two things. They educate people, but they also provide the critical funding we need to do our work. The fall tours of homes that we do in October is our single largest fundraiser, but it's also one of the best ways to actually engage in what's happening in Charleston because, number one, you could put your house on tour, which is an incredible gift. Number two, you could be a volunteer. We have a network of hundreds of volunteers. It's a great way to learn a tremendous amount of history about these houses in the city and actually get to meet a bunch of people, and it's a lot of fun. And then third is actually coming on tour. If you live in Charleston and haven't experienced the district or been on tour before, we urge you and challenge you to come on tour. Come experience what historic Charleston is all about. We do things like photography workshops. If you want to learn how to take those beautiful pictures of downtown Charleston, we have classes for that. So we really hope that we offer a little bit for everybody. I'm Christopher King, Executive Director of the Preservation Society. If you care about the future of the city of Charleston and want to get involved, get engaged with us. Call us at 843-722-4630 or check out our website at preservationsociety.org.
Coming up next, we'll visit with Shelter Custom Built Living on Daniel Island and visit a couple of their amazing custom-built homes. But first, let's visit with Katie Jones of Kiowa Island Shades and learn a pro tip on how to choose the proper window treatments. I'm here with Katie Jones of Kiowa Island Shades. We're going to talk about automated shades. Tell us the options for homeowners for automation.
Automation is the hottest trend in window coverings right now, and it's only becoming more and more popular. We offer products that are operable by remote control and that are compatible with the majority of the smart home systems, including Amazon Alexa, Apple HomeKit, and Google Home, so you can control your shades with just your voice. We also have an app that allows you to operate your shades from your smartphone wherever you are in the world. For energy efficiency, you can use the scheduling feature to automatically open and close your shades at certain times of the day.
And when you're away from your home, you can control them as well.
Absolutely. You can use them with voice control as well. It's compatible with Siri and Alexa and all of the major home smart systems.
Hi, I'm Patrick Arnold with the Charleston Home Builders Association, and I hope you're enjoying the Charleston Home Showcase. Home Builders Association supports the local construction community and promotes home ownership in the Lowcountry. When building in Charleston, build with someone you can trust. For a list of the best, visit our website at charlestonhomebuilders.org or follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Whether it's a new home, remodeling, or just a fix, we've got you covered at the Home Builders Association.
With the award-winning Woodhouse Day Spa in your backyard, why would you go anywhere else? Within minutes, feel relaxed, refreshed, and renewed. Handcrafted spa treatments will nourish your spirit and revive your senses and allow dreams to reawaken. Give the perfect gift, the Woodhouse Day Spa gift card. A luxury spa experience awaits you right in your neighborhood.
Expert craftsmanship and detailed customization make a home spectacular and livable. The award-winning team at Shelter Custom Built Living have married these elements, and they infuse these homes with their clients' personalities. Ryan and Jenny Butler, owners of Shelter, have graciously invited us into a couple of their Daniel Island creations to see this detail.
I was introduced to this business at an early age. My father was a custom home builder up in New Jersey. So very early on, I got into it. And then I went to school out in Ohio for construction management. And upon graduating from Bowling Green State University, I moved down to Atlanta and started working for a home builder based out of Atlanta. And then he moved me here in 2005 to be VP of construction for that company. And about 7 years ago, I left him and started Shelter.
We had had our eyes on this particular island that this home's on for a number of years. We saw this lot when this was a wooded area and knew that that's where we wanted to be. And we're fortunate enough to get the lot that we wanted. We have been good friends with Ryan and Jenny Butler from Shelter for years, and I knew that Ryan was who I wanted to go with. I'd seen his work all over the island, extremely trustworthy guy, a very good friend. So talked with Ryan and just kind of went from there.
Not only do we build a quality home, we offer the design side of things all in-house. We hold the client's hand from beginning to end on the design process, which can be very overwhelming. You know, there's hundreds of decisions that need to be made. We have an in-house design coordinator, and then we also work with outside designers. We offer the design side of things, and it really puts them at ease. You could have a great house, but if you have a stressful design experience, the overall process is not spectacular. So helping them on the design side of things is very important to us because we want them to have a great home and a great building experience.
It is truly custom. I mean, we didn't pick out the nails or the screws, but other than that, if you see it, we pretty much picked it out. Being involved in all of it is great. Overall, it's been just a remarkable experience. Melissa would kind of focus on certain things. Lighting, not really my thing. She would work with them on certain things. I would work with them on certain things, be it the putting green, the media room, stuff like that. So we obviously had certain things that we both worked on, but we had other things that we kind of, you know, you take these, I'll take these. So that helped either one of us from getting too overwhelmed.
Always compromising, yeah. And I had to talk them into certain things too, like our bathroom.
Yeah, for sure.
In my years of building houses, you learn how to talk with people and you know, communicate and understand where they're coming from and what's important to them. And you know, I just can't emphasize enough the ability to communicate and just explain the process and explain why things the way they are, you know, goes a long way. We love clients that are decisive and understand the process and want to stick with the schedule and allow us to do what we do best, and that's get them comfortable with the design and the construction of a custom home.
The great thing about Shelter and about Ryan is I don't think no is in their vocabulary. There's a lot of things that we asked for that before I ask the question, I'm thinking there's no way they can do this, but I'm going to ask anyway. And I don't think we were ever told no. He always tried to figure out a way to make it work, even if it was an off-the-wall thing. We had a very detailed custom wall built behind our bed in the master bedroom, and it just turned out phenomenal, but it was a very complex process, and they found a way to make it work, which was great. And there's other examples of that throughout the house. The team at Shelter is just great in really digging down and figuring out who you are, what you want, and figuring out how to make it happen.
The thing with custom home building, you know, issues arise all the time. Just having the team and the ability to communicate and work through those hurdles makes for a great experience.
The unique thing about this house is it's ours. I mean, it's what we always wanted. We've had numerous homes. It's always been someone else's idea, someone else's dream home, never ours. So the great thing about this is it's exactly what we wanted. It incorporates all the things that, you know, we wanted in the home, and Ryan and his team were able to make it happen.
My name is Ryan Butler. I'm the owner of Shelter Custom Built Living, and if you're looking for a custom home, please feel free to reach out to me. The best way is through my website. It's www.sheltercustombuiltliving.com.
Stay tuned to meet more of our Lowcountry local businesses.
I don't look any different than you, but I have type 1 diabetes.
You can't outgrow type 1 diabetes It's not caused by your diet. It's not caused by anything you did.
It's kind of hard to live with it.
It's not easy. I do need to check my sugar a lot, my levels.
If you see someone with an insulin pump or pricking their finger and you want to know more about T1D, just ask them.
T1D looks like me.
T1D looks like me.
T1D looks like me.
It was pretty scary.
And the car in front hit their brakes. I hit mine. The car behind didn't.
AAA insurance was there for us from the roadside to file a claim.
Yeah, they even set us up with the body shop for repairs and the rental car. It really took a lot off our minds.
AAA roadside, AAA insurance, it's AAA. They do one thing better than anybody else. They get you back on the road.
From membership to insurance, when the unexpected happens on the road, you can count on AAA. Join AAA today and keep life moving.
The Charleston Habitat for Humanity affiliate is running 2 different building programs. One is a relatively new program that we just started this year. It's called the Veterans Build Program, and that is for honorably or generally discharged veterans. Just recently we had our groundbreaking on Houston Street for our first veteran build house, and that one is in North Charleston.
That was a partnership with Public Supermarket Charities. They funded the entire build for that home.
This will be the 3rd house in my memory that they sponsored.
So it was great. You know, we had board members, we had some city councilmen from the city of North Charleston, and it's kind of what you think of your ceremonial first dig. So everybody gets their t-shirts, they have their shovels.
There was a lot of good energy at the groundbreaking ceremony there for a veteran build program.
The more sponsors and business partners, as well as individual donors that we have, the more homes that we're able to build in Charleston.
Hi, I'm Julie Rogers with Katie Jones of Kiowa Island Shades. We're going to talk about the ins and outs of modern window treatments. Hey, Katie, first let's talk about energy efficiency for windows.
Without energy efficient window treatments, as much as 50% of a home's heating and cooling energy can be lost through its windows. Here in the South, we are especially concerned about heat coming into our home through the windows, causing us to spend more on air conditioning. At Kiowa Island Shades, we have products that are designed to block solar heat gain by up to 80%, which can significantly reduce our energy consumption. We carry a wide variety of products from plantation shutters to solar screen shades, each with their own unique benefits. But regardless of the style preference of the customer, all of our products are going to provide some level of ultraviolet protection, which will preserve your interiors from sun damage and insulate to keep your heating and cooling costs at a minimum.
Have you ever looked at your HVAC vent cover and realized it's dusty and unsightly? And for most of us, it's in the center of our homes. Stellar Air decorative vent covers have taken this industrial item and made it decorative and very easy to install. Sammy and Estella Kuzmar of Stellar Air decorative vent covers have invited us into their James Island workshop to learn more.
We're at Stellar Engraving here at this workshop. We started off doing more of industrial engravings for companies around the surrounding area, stuff that they can't do, but they source to us. And then we had a couple interests in people asking us to cover their air grills at their homes. So basically, we did a couple designs and had really good reviews, and then when we researched the market, realized that there wasn't anything out there. So we kind of went back and engineered this. We have a total of 11 different designs currently, and we have 3 different layouts. The layouts are composed of an inside that fit inside the box. They leave the metal rim exposed on a metal. When they're painted white, they look really great. It gives you a very modern look. Then the other 2 different formats that we have are basically a wooden frame around it. And we have 2 wooden frames because the first one is a semi-frame. We call it the flush. And what happens is if you have molding at the top or molding at the bottom or maybe a door molding on the side and your air vent happens to be right at that, we can't get the wood to wrap around the grill. So when you put this on there, you're going to see the inside of the metal frame exposed, but at least you won't have to cut it off or cut your molding and modify it. The last one wraps completely around the metal box so you don't see any of it at all. They're all magnetized. They're great because when you're changing out an air filter, you don't need any tools. You just pull it out and pop one in. So those are the 3 different layouts that we have where the customer can choose. Usually fits any kind of different style home. We custom make everything. So based on what your needs, we can probably do it between 1 to 2 weeks. 2 weeks usually being the max and the rare occasions. We do make everything from the design, cut out the design to your size, And if you wanted a frame, we wrap the frame here and then we paint it. Everything's locally made, USA made. We always get great feedback. You can take something from an ugly metal grill that, for one reason or another, they always stick it in a visible area, right in your hallway, right on the ceiling or in the living room, and people cover it up with some kind of desk or table, or they stick a couch behind it and it blocks airflow. So they'll take it and basically they'll pick a design, something that they like, something that fits their style, and to be able to transform a room into something more creative, more beautiful, more aesthetic. So when people walk in, they don't realize, oh, that's an air vent, and that's where it sucks in air. They're more curious of what that is and why it's there. That's been really good. The feedback has been great. It makes it easier to change the air filter. If you're constantly looking at it and being magnetized, you can easily pop it in, pull a new filter out, pop it in. The other good thing that we've heard is it's easier to clean when they can pop it out and dust it. And as long as you're lacquering or polyurethane it, it's a lot easier than the metal vents. The metal vents kind of just slide down while ours take somewhere else and clean them off. We do customer requests all the time. Again, the historic homes, we've done it. Beach homes where they want a certain motif. And most of the time we can gauge by looking at it, and when we draw it up on a CAD system, we can see how much square inch there is of airflow, but again, we don't have it physically tested by a lab. Our products we do test by a lab. Your custom design won't be tested by a lab unless you specifically want that. We have a lab tested for airflow drop, the IWC pressure drop, and the FPM, which is feet per minute. So we know all the data behind that. So our standard products have been tested those. We can give those to your architect, your HVAC contractor, interior designer. We know it'll work with your system. Even architects, when we talk to them, they said, oh, we've seen people try to come up with this idea, but we usually can't incorporate it because we don't have the data. Like, we have to design this system with the data included. And we tell them, oh yeah, first of all, we have data for you. We have all this information that you want. Plus we have renderings because we design ourselves. And being an engineer background, I'll do design work on a SolidWorks type of system. So I can give them those files and they can simulate it, what's going to look like in their room. So they can show the customer, say, hey, listen, here's the room, here's that air vent, and this is what it's going to look like. Interior designers can take that data as well and do mock-up of different rooms and incorporate that. We are located on James Island. People can come in here and we can talk to them about what they need, what kind of style they want, and different options. Also locally, we have a display stand set up at Buck Lumber in their showroom. People can always go there, check out the different designs, different styles. They also order online, any of those three options. I'm Sammy Kuzmar from Stellar Air Vents. I invite you to come down to our showroom and pick out a design for your home. Or you're also welcome to shop online at stellarairvents.com.
I'm Julie Rogers. Thank you for joining me for this edition of Charleston Home Showcase. I hope you've enjoyed the people and the places that make Charleston such a special place to live. I'll see you next week. Remember, to see any of the stories from our show, visit live5news.com and follow us on Instagram and Facebook. I'll see you next Saturday night.